Scientific experimentation on animals for cosmetic and household products is inhumane, morally wrong, and quite frankly inefficient. Millions of these animals are taken from shelters every day, and some even bred for these purposes. Testing on these animals can cause blindness, scarring, mental health issues, and even death. Testing on these animals so we could have shiny hair, or smooth skin, or clean countertops is atrocious. We as consumers need to be mindful of these manufacturers and companies that are putting these animals in such harm and distress and need to boycott them. There are modern technologies that could help in aiding this process for a more humane testing process. There are alternative ways, and we need to stop testing on live animals. Major companies such as L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, Clorox, Johnson & Johnson are all using animals to develop their products. These companies are not always forthcoming with the information on which products are tested on animals. Some of them, the beginning stages of the product are tested on animals, but the final product isn't actually tested on an animal, so they could say this product was not tested on animals. In an article by Nicole Semniak, she warns, don't be fooled by these labels. While some of these products are not tested on animals, the truth is some of the chemicals within the final product are. Consumers need to be aware of this experimentation. PETA and the Humane Society both have websites that show which companies are testing on animals. There's a leaping bunny frog logo on some of the packages. I know that sounds funny, but they show that these products are not tested on animals and are cruelty-free. Now, just a few of these tests could show just how inhumane these product testings can be. The LD50 test, for instance, is the measuring of dosage of drugs administered to the result of death. Now, by that I mean they give animals dosage every day until 50% of the testing subjects are dead, and then after that the other half is euthanized. They do testing on their organs to see how the tissue holds up. Does that sound right to you? It does not sound right to me, and quite frankly makes me feel disgusted. Another test, the Drays test. This monitors the hazards as a result of immediate exposure to cosmetic and household products. These tests can cause intense burning, itching, pain, and even ulcerations and bleeding internally. These are done by dripping solutions and chemicals even directly into the eye. This is quite frankly the most frightening thing I've heard in a while, and I can't believe this is actually going on today. Permanent scarring, blindness, this is totally unacceptable for a living being to have to endure through these tests. Studies have shown that animal experimentations cause depression, anxiety, obviously pain, and they cause all three of those emotions every day to an animal somewhere. Derek Jensen once said, he summed it up perfectly, "We feel the need to force feed these chemicals and household products to dogs through test tubes directly into their stomach and transplant hearts and kidneys of pigs into the necks of baboons. We immobilize monkeys, lizards, cats, dogs, and then take their heads off. We teach chimps sign language, and then when they finally sign that they want to get out of that cage, that tiny cage we put into them, we ignore them and inject them with pesticides. We have the technology that could replace all these testings. It just might not be as convenient for these companies. Computer model test is one of them. Microchips are designed to mimic the human body, and as a result they could put chemicals, the chemical breakup, and see how it would test in that type of situation. We're also able to produce human cells, tissue that could be tested on, and it's actually more accurate because it's actual human tissue of our species and not a different species. In conclusion, using live animals for product testing is not only immoral, but is also inhumane and cruel. We the people have the power to change the frontier of product testing. We have the voices of these animals who cannot speak for themselves, and we as consumers need to be aware of who is using these products, and we need to boycott them. Do not buy products from murderers.